Hi there. I noticed today that the sim might have issues with the shuffling algorithm. I've been testing quite a lot, and I've seen a lot of patterns of me getting either back-to-back cards or cards sandwiched, and I also had four in a row a lot. With a lot, I mean three times in a row. Three times. I had four in a row today, and that's so unlikely to happen. That's why I feel like that the sim has issues. So I will start drawing hands. We'll check if I find a sim tomorrow and look at the deck and confirm if I can see the patterns I mentioned. I started with two rubber band. I decided not to mulligan because I'm stupid. Talking and doing stuff at the same time not easy for me. Free gavel. I also feel like when you that it happens really often that you have four cards of the same pretty close to each other. So I might draw into three more Kayas in the next 20 cards. So I do have one right here. Sadly, I didn't find any Sentimaru yet. Back-to-back All-Stars already. See, will I find there's another All-Stars. Okay, so the All-Stars are stacked, but I still can't find the Sentimaru because he's probably at the bottom deck, clustered together with all the other ones. This one looks good, so I can finally look at my deck. Um, let's see what my deck shows me. We do have a sandwich. We have three Kayas in the top 10 cards with two buggies. I also had situations where I had five different cards in the first 10, so everything was a dupe. Um, Also two rubber bands, so this one looks kind of weird already. Let's look at the next page. This one looks good. Back-to-back Mellow, and a sandwich of All-Stars and Deathwing. Um, this one is pretty crazy. It wasn't the original order, but the amount of that and one sandwich and one back-to-back, that's not too far off. I've did it with a already shuffled deck in person, and I usually had one back-to-back and one sandwich. So I feel like that's the guideline, how it should be. But I can confirm. See how the deck looks. This one looks good. Quite random. This one doesn't. Sandwich back to back. Also, oh no, only the two Osters. But this one looks odd. Okay, no back to back Osters there. Another sandwich, so it's one above. But that's not too far off. Since it does shuffle the deck, I can just continue by playing another Sentomaru. Just do that. Just look at the deck, how it is shuffled now. Back to back All-Stars and a sandwich with back-to-back Deathwing. Another sandwich, so that's two sandwiches, two back-to-back. Another back-to-back, that's four with Gavel and Kaya. That's way above the curve. Let's look again. Another sandwich. Another sandwich plus back-to-back. Another back-to-back, so 2-2 right now. It's two, that's one of each, too many. Back to back. Another one, another sandwich. Also, this one looks really weird. Having it like this. No sandwich, no back-to-back cards. This one does look quite odd, but it's not a sandwich. Back-to-back rubber band, back-to-back all-stars. Let's check again. Back-to-back Kaya's, sandwich breakfast. Also, the rubber bands are pretty close to each other. Back-to-back Sparta. Sandwich of Nojiko, back-to-back gavel, back-to-back gavel again. It's also way too many of those patterns. Back-to-back Sparta, back-to-back Deathwing, back-to-back Nojiko, triple rubber band. Like, the amount of that is really high, and it shouldn't be that high. In my opinion, I've shuffled my deck in real life, and it looks completely different. But to mention, I did have a already shuffled deck because I've played it. This one also looks weird. Two buggies, triple Pilaf, back-to-back Brickfist, back-to-back Rubber Band, back-to-back Nojiko. The amount of that happening is just so insanely high, that I feel like that there is something off. Okay, I'm at the point where I mean, I still have 33 cards in deck, so it's a good sample size. I have another sandwich. Back-to-back Kaya, back-to-back Pilaf, sandwich of Gavel. Back-to-back Rubber Band, sandwich of Rubber Band. Sandwich Kaya, sandwich All-Stars. Back-to-back Pilaf. Back-to-back Deathwing. That's too many. If you want to do it yourself with your own deck, go ahead. I encourage people to see how an already shuffled deck looks in that situation. It doesn't look like that. It looks much more random. As I mentioned, you have one back-to-back cards. I found another one. And one of those sandwiches usually. Sometimes you have two of one. So I'd say you have three patterns. This one kind of fits the amount. So this one was a good shuffle. Also, my alarm clock is going off. That's bad. Sandwich of Pilaf, Gavel, I mean. This one looks good. This one also looks good. Give me a second, I gotta hit my phone. Okay, I'm back again. A second to turn off my alarm, and then I can move on with drawing cards, or more like looking at my deck. Let's see, show full deck. I don't see a pattern immediately. This one looks good. There we have a sandwich. We have another one. So that's two. This one looks good. The second one with back-to-back Nojiko. That's not a sandwich. We have back-to-back Kaya. Back-to-back Gavel. Sandwich of Rubber Band. So this one looked a bit more wrong and more unlikely. And I will do one more because then I will hit 30 cards. I've seen now two Pilaf. I've drawn quite a few 1-0s, so it's good. Let's see now, back-to-back Sentomaru, back-to-back Desert Sparta. This one looks good. No sandwich, no back-to-back cards. That's nice. This one looks really good right now. There's only one sandwich. Let's try another game, because the later the game got, the better it got. So let's see what happens now. Will I draw a second Sen tomorrow? Would be pretty cool. I don't, so I'll just use the first one. And look at my deck. We do have back-to-back breakfast. No sandwich. Back-to-back Kaya, one sandwich. And this one does look good, but it's unfortunate that all the three Kayas are really close to each other. Why is my alarm going off again? I feel like I've turned it off. Or maybe I didn't. Let's just try again. Back-to-back Kaya, back-to-back Zentu, triple Pilaf, sandwich of Desert Sparta Zeph, and right here is nothing. I'm gonna do one more, and then I feel like everyone got the point of what I mean. I don't know if I'm correct or not, but it would be pretty awesome if that issue gets looked into and investigated. Because for me, I do play Navi competitively, and being able to practice this deck in an environment where it's close to realistic situations would be really beneficial. I'd say 30% of the time the deck is like that, and the other ones has too many of those clusters. So another back-to-back Kaya, then we have another sandwich. Um, Back-to-back rubber band with another sandwich. Like this one happened a lot today. Like back-to-back, then we have one card, then we have the same card I've already had back-to-back before. Back-to-back breakfast. The Spartas are also kind of close to each other. Back-to-back Pilaf. Um, and playing Nami with a deck like that, and with the goal of practicing the deck, is wasted time, and that's pretty sad. And I feel like I'm not the only one. The issue is an issue that is happening in the entirety of the simulator. So people complaining about starting with 3 Josus or something like that does happen quite often, and this issue being investigated is, for me, is pretty important, because we start playing on sim competitively. The first leagues have formed, the first ranked ladder with prizes and stuff like that, and having a reliable shuffling algorithm would be amazing for that, because otherwise it's unplayable. Also, I know computers are not fully random, so they can't do random shit. It's always a set algorithm. Um, but if it's a set algorithm, it can be tweaked, and it would be great if that happens, because those clusters just happen too often and they ruin games. I had four rubber band in live today in a ranked game. That was really bad. I had two Deathwing, two Brickfist in hand, while I have 30 cards left in my deck and stuff like that, and that's ruining games. That's demotivating players, and it just doesn't feel close to the real experience. And that's something the sim should be about, in my opinion. So thanks for just listening to my opinion on that issue, and maybe people look into that issue and find a solution. If they don't and think I'm just crazy and their investigation turns out that I'm completely wrong, that's also okay. But at the current stage, I feel like there is an issue, and if there is, it would be nice if that get fixed. Thank you.